Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Uh,
How are you?
Hi, Monika. I'm totally good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Uh, how's your day been?
It's been great. Good. What about you?
Perfectly all right. The day has been good. Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much for turning up for this initiative and, being a part of our Voices of Change initiative and allowing us to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, even I would like to know more about you.
Definitely, definitely. So, that is where I'd like to begin. First of all, hi, I am Kavya and I'm the content marketing and branding lead at Tealfeed.
Mhm.
So, to brief you a little bit about Tealfeed, uh, at Tealfeed, we are a platform which helps individual practitioners and organizations to manage their business end to end at one place. So we do this by bringing together, multiple utility tools so that the practitioners and businesses can get all their work done at one place, and they don't have to jump from platform to platform for serving their different needs. So with this, we have like a host of tools, which first includes we help people get their fully customized website under their domain name with pre-written content where they can showcase their services and get a address for their brand and business.
Mhm.
Next, we have like a calendar and scheduling and booking management system with also a facility to integrate payments to accept bookings and payments from anywhere in the world. And in the same system, you also get emails and WhatsApp reminders before client, like you and both your client get email and WhatsApp reminder before calls with a meeting link to reduce the no show during calls and so that the calls could be rescheduled also.
Okay.
And there's also a secure client panel to manage clients and keep all the data confidential without having the fear to lose the data.
Okay.
Then there's a facility to publish blogs and newsletter so that people can work on building their personal brand and attract more relevant leads, build loyal community base. And similarly, there is also a facility to host webinars and get a custom landing page where they could, get registrations for their webinars and boost the impact of their services by conducting them on a large scale.
Okay.
So yeah, please.
No, no, I'm just saying okay.
Okay, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, continuing the same vision, we also envision to position ourselves as a go-to resource for the individual practitioners who are just stepping into this field.
Mhm.
So it is for this reason that we are coming forward with Voices of Change, which is a series where we are trying to explore the transformative journeys of various experts from different fields and help understand more from their experiences, their challenges, so that we could build an authentic pool of resources for the people who are just stepping out and who are the best people to tell rather than the people who have carved a place for themselves.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's the thought behind Voices of Change, and we are so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting me for this.
So perfect. So we would like to really start with, to know more about you, your work, and your journey so far.
Okay. So as you know, my name is Monika Khatwani. Now it has been recently changed to Dr. Monika Khatwani because I have completed my PhD. And if I talk about myself, I have like 17 years of experience in the industry. So I started my career back in 2006, wherein I started from a normal BPO thinking, I'm from a very small town called Ajmer.
Okay.
So over there, the struggle for that time, not this time has been like very changed from that time. So that time there was always a question that women should not work. Back in 2006, I'm talking about. So I was the first girl in my family who actually started earning after doing my graduation. I started earning. So that was the first girl, and I had to take the initiative. I had to leave my town also in order to do something and to recognize who am I, what are my calibers and everything. Because I'm sure that that time I was not able to do anything because of the mental pressure the people were giving me lot there a lot of that you should not do that, you should not do that. So I made up my mind to go out, and thankfully my parents supported me to do and pursue my journey. Then I came to Delhi, and it's been that day. I remember the date, it was 26th August 2006. I left Ajmer for my career and till now it's been 17 years I'm in Delhi. So I have that sort of journey. I have seen ups and downs, everything I have seen over here. So this is how I started, and then there were some few ups and downs in my life. So when I talk about my career, I have 12 years of work experience as a full-time employed, I would say. So my last company that I worked for was a Russian company, Russian e-commerce company, whereas I was handling the complete operations. So operations means I was handling their sales, I was handling their training, I was handling their logistic. So I was handling their operations from India, Sri Lanka, and Singapore. So the company was based in India. So that sort of profile I handled, a lot of things to be done. Then there was a setback in my career. So I would say that when that there was a setback, it was like somebody they hired as an VP for the company and they scammed them for like around 50 crores. So the company got shut down within like 48 hours, and we were not even sure that what to do that moment of time. So we were all helpless, and a lot of burden was on me because I was handling the center. So the people who were not getting the salary, the police used to come to the office, ma'am, why you're not giving the salary? Well, I was not in the hold of giving the salary that moment of time. So
Right.
that sort of see things I have seen. So every day the policemen were coming, okay, why you're not giving the salary? Talk to your boss. If he's in Russia, talk to your boss why the people are not getting the salary. And also the people who were not getting the salary, they were also like, we want salary, we want salary. How can I give you the salary? I'm
Great.
not taking your salary. Why would I be sitting in front of you if I would have taken something? So that sort of things I have seen. So I later on they understood that yes, it's not me, it's our from the upper hand. Even I haven't got salary for that month, so it was very critical. And then it was a time to switch over exactly. So when I'm talking about the switching over, so I didn't have that mindset that moment of time that I should start something of my own. To be very true, I gave multiple interviews. If I talk about multiple interviews, I gave 35 interviews and I got rejected in all of them.
Of course.
So rejected, there were various reasons for that. Reasons means some people used to say your salary is very high, so we could not afford you. Some people used to say that okay, if you are okay to compromise at low salary, low profile, everything. I was okay with low salary once, but low profile, then going high and then low, that I would not be able to do that even. Then after 20 interviews, I made up my mind, okay, it's okay to go for the low profile. I'm ready to work even for the 10,000. That is fine with me after having the 12 years of experience. So that was a scene. But when I actually agreed on that and I got hired also, the project was supposed to come, and I was told that the next week the project is supposed to come, so you can join. I had an offer letter in my hand. And the coincidence was the moment 2 days back when I was about to join, the director called me and said, I'm sorry to let you know the project didn't come. So we do not have any hiring. And that was like heartbreak. Somehow I got something, and from there, so I came there. Literally, I was there. Then I started thinking that what should I do. So I started pursuing my I thought that I should do my psychology degree or maybe study something rather than wasting time on what is happening negative in my life. So I did a MA in psychology. I already did MBA in HR before, but then I thought of doing something because my brain is actually giving me most of the negative thoughts. It's better to work on myself first. So with the intent of this, I started studying psychology. I did MA in psychology, and along with that, I started doing the freelancing trainings.
Okay.
So when I started, I gave some of the free seminars to the people, to the companies, and there where I got the pitch, there I got the hunch that this is what maybe I should do, and this is what I should be doing it.
Right.
So then there was my first client in Bangalore who paid me. Paid me in the sense, and to be very true, when I was called there, the people were above 60 years of age. And I was like, oh, the first training that I'm going to give, and that are the people who are already so much experienced to me.
Exactly.
And the many people there used to say that, okay, you are doing, you are so young, would do you think you would be able to do the questioning my skills? Then I thought they have called me after seeing my seminar that I gave
Right.
free. So that means there is something else. They are just trying to demotivate me or trying to challenge me or something. Let me do my best and we will see what needs to happen. So that was my first client, and till now they are giving me the references for other clients. So
Wonderful.
that was a journey. That is how I started the freelancing training, and it's been like almost 5 years. I have like 200 plus clients. I have got awards nationally and internationally for my corporate trainings. So I have done multiple sessions. I have done session in Dubai also. I have done my speech in Paris also. So, and recently I was awarded by the acquisition general from London. So that maybe got me a push that yes, this is what I should do and this is how I should do, and that actually changed my life. So along with the freelancing training, I thought that yes, why to, I have completed, by the meantime in 2 years I completed my MA, and then I got more interested in that. So I thought of why not to add doctor on my name. So I started doing the PhD also, and then recently I have completed my PhD in psychology. And so now, with the grace of God, I would say that things have changed. Means
Right.
there were a lot of ups and downs because I didn't have the option to go back because I fought a lot that I have to actually start my career. So the option of going back home was not there for me.
Hmm.
So my brother used to tell me, "You come home if you're not." No, that is like again going back to zero. At least I'm there somewhere. So there were a lot
Right.
of things that came into mind. There were a lot of things that suicidal thoughts were coming when you're giving the 35 interviews and you're not getting selected from any interview. Then what should you do? Then, but then psychology really helped me, and this is how I started studying it, and this is how it changed my life. So this is my journey.
I can say that's one of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Definitely. So many ups and downs, but I can say that you followed the finding opportunity amidst adversity kind of a mindset.
Yes.
So, and heartiest congratulations to you for both your PhD and the recent award that you mentioned.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I would now continue mentioning you as Dr. Monica.
Yeah.
As you just mentioned, that you started doing psychology because you wanted to involve yourself in something.
Yes.
You started pursuing your MM. So, how did you know that, you wanted to pursue like MA in psychology only, not any other subject? And how did that
To be
on?
very true, I was very scattered in my mind that time. I was having like, I was feeling that I'm having depression. I'm feeling that I was having the suicidal thoughts. I was feeling that I am having a lot of rejections. And I believed that time that nobody actually can help me coming out of that. People can motivate me, inspire me, but nobody can, is not, nobody, everybody is trying. It's not that I would not say my friends tried a lot in their companies to passing my resumes and all, do whatever they could do. So I am blessed that I have good people around me. They tried a lot, but nothing was happening. So I tried to involve my mind, and then when I studied, when I used to read some like novels and all, and there was a lot of written over there about the psychology. So this is how I think that I should start doing something for my own. Maybe this is a time I haven't given to me for 20 years. I was involved in career, I was involved in like finances, that this should be my thing. This should, why not giving the mental peace to myself at this moment of time? And then this was a push that I start because MBA I have already done. So it was not making any sense to do something which is more technical. So why not some, because I didn't want to, the intent was not to actually get some degree. The intent was to learn.
Right.
So this is how I got into psychology, and then it actually changed my life.
Like you made an attempt to know yourself better, and now
Yes. Yes.
we are here where we are.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, as we know that you're also a neuropsychologist and a freelance corporate trainer. So, can you tell us a little bit about how do the both these roles differ, but how also they coexist in your life at the same time? A little bit about the balance between the two very different roles.
Okay. So the major thing that I have seen while in my career is that both of the profession are linked to each other.
Okay.
Because when I'm going to do going to give the corporate trainings, So once I'm giving a skill training, right? But how would I know the mindset of the people, whether the people are grabbing it or not? What should I do more in order the people should take what I'm giving rather than only hearing it what I'm saying? So I developed the sense that skills cannot be learned only when you are telling them. So
Right.
skills can be learned when they have something in your mind, when they know why I'm doing it, when they actually create the curiosity of doing that. So that actually helped me by studying the psychology. That also helped me understanding the mindset of the people, and then incorporating the things that I was doing. So first, if somebody is like, let's say, suppose somebody is like a student, so the way of giving the training would be different because I should be able to connect to the student at their level. So the
Right.
jokes could be related to like teachers, the jokes could be related to the students, their normal life, parents, or something like that. Not actually like I'm not like I do not want to say that yes you should say these things to your parents or teachers, but just a normal healthy jokes.
Right.
Similarly, for the teenagers, the relationships are the biggest thing, so they can connect with that. That yes, how do that? So adults have a different sort of learning. So these type of understanding I have got, that how I can connect with different sort of people at all age group. So even giving the training, I have been giving the training from the school students to the top management level, the people who are 60 or 60 plus. So all sort of people I have covered while giving the training. And I would say till the time you do not know the mindset of the people, you cannot give a good training because you're not able to connect to the people. So this is how. And also after doing the PhD in psychology, I have started doing giving the mental fitness training programs in corporates and schools. So that has also helped a lot because the people have understand the value of mental fitness these days.
Right. Right, and I think it also becomes a little important, as we know, the kind of fast-paced workspaces, the kind of nature of the workspaces and corporates in
Right.
today's world, especially.
Right.
Definitely. So, like, since you've been balancing both the balls, perfectly, what has been your, biggest challenge in trying to, make both the things balance alongside and practice both the things alongside?
I mean, the biggest challenge was once I started getting the corporate trainings back to back, then the challenge was the time. How should I
Right,
manage the time? So
right,
that was my only challenge that time because I have already gone through a lot in my
right.
life before. So that challenge was already like worked upon that time. So my challenge was the time. How should I manage the time? I was very curious whether I'm doing the PhD. PhD needs a lot of efforts. You need to do researches. You need to actually put a lot of efforts while doing the PhD. So how would I manage the time? But then my goal was clear that I had to do that. So I always have a vision board in front of my eyes. When I wake up, I actually have the vision board. So I have for both. This is also I want to do, this is I want to do. I want to excel in this also, I want to excel in this also. So when you have a clear vision, I would say, and it is in front of your eyes when you see it every morning. Being a neuropsychologist, I will tell you, your neurons will get activated and release a hormone to get you work towards it. So that is why I was able to balance, because I already made my clear in my mindset I want both. There is no compromise that I want. So I was able to take time. So even suppose I do not have corporate training today, so full time I was like research, doing the research on something, what should be done, how should I write the papers, what should I present. So everything was able to manage because the goal was clear. So I did not have the time to waste,
Right,
because so I feel that when your goal is clear and it is in front of your eyes that you need to achieve, you will intentionally not waste your time in anything.
right. Got it, got it.
Mm.
So also since we're talking about, how do you like plan your day? Could you run us a little more, that how does a day in your life look like including, your the learning part or maybe the practicing part, and if there's some sort of admin work that you take care of yourself, and maybe some networking activities, everything which like come together to form your day.
Okay, so when I talk about waking up in the morning,
Mhm.
to be very true, people say that you should be early riser. I am not. I don't want to demean the people who say, but I am not an early riser, and it's not from this time. I'm from since school time. I'm not an early riser. So I can do a lot of work till late night, but if you ask me to wake up at 5 and do the work, I will not be able to do that. So I can wake up till 5 and complete my work, but I cannot wake up at 5 to start my work. So this is
Right.
my flaw, is you could say, but this has worked for me. So when I wake up, first of all, I wake up with a gratitude every morning. This is the first thing I follow in my life. And I have literally seen the changes in my life. So gratitude is the first thing, that okay, I'm having a blessed day today, or thank you for making me wake up so nicely. So where I'm smiling, I'm happy. So that is the first gratitude that I follow. Then I do my normal course that I'm supposed to do, and after that, what I do, I have, if I have couple of trainings, I work on the trainings. Usually I do have the trainings in the morning, and if not, then I do have that, I do marketing for myself, like for example making some posters in Canva. Do I have the interns who are already doing it, but making some posters and giving them the feedback, what needs to be done and what not needs to be done, and how it is going to be looking more. And then I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, because from there I feel I get a lot of connections. I got a lot of references from there. And most of my clients have come from LinkedIn only. So
Got
I have never, to be very true, in 5 years, I have never spent a lot of money on social media marketing for myself. I feel I'm blessed that I'm getting a lot of connections, I'm getting a lot of references, maybe because they have liked the training or whatever the reason is. But I have never spent something on the marketing for a very long time, wherein I would say, okay, I have spent done marketing and that's why I'm getting the clients.
right.
So that was never a case with me. Touchwood, that's a blessing for me, I would say. And then I do have some slots for the people who want to do the like counseling with me. So my
Okay.
slots are open basically from 5 to 7. And
Okay.
then I also work on myself. So I do some physical training for myself. Like I'm sometimes I go to gym or I go for
Right.
walk or something like that. So that is also important, because if I'm not able to balance myself, nobody would be able to. I cannot suggest anybody to do that.
Right. Right.
And then after dinner, I prefer myself to be in a very calm position, doing the course of myself and giving time to myself. I do not occupy my mind with something which I'm not able to maintain the work life balance. So I usually prefer at least 1 to 2 hours in the end of the day is mine. Preferably, I would like to watch Netflix, I would do that. If I would like to read a book, I would do that. If I want to do something, dance, I would do that. So it's something that this time is mine. I am not able to compromise this time. And this is what I have learned, because once I'm sleeping happily, my next
Right.
day is definitely good. So this is
Got it.
what I follow.
When we think of a day, it feels like, it's such a little time. But when we hear, someone, and especially when I'm hearing you describing your routine, it looks like it's enough time to, also give time to yourself, to your multiple practices. And, it feels like there's a lot of time when people can do what they want to do without compromising on personal time,
That's what I think the people mostly do. They compromise on, they do everything, but they compromise on the personal time.
personal
And
time.
what we have learned, especially what is my takeaway from the psychology also, you are giving time to everything, but if you're not giving time to yourself, then how do you expect your
Right.
mental well-being to be in order? So it is not possible. So you're not respecting yourself, then how do you think that yes, the things will work for you? So it will never.
Right. Definitely, definitely. So, like as you just mentioned about, how LinkedIn has been a very important and, essential platform in your journey and presently as well. Could you share a little bit more about, how you started growing on LinkedIn, or, some tips for someone who wants to start out on LinkedIn? How could they use the platform and, improve their positioning on the platform?
So when I talk about LinkedIn, most of the people do not know how to use a LinkedIn. So the first important factor that I actually train the people when I talk about LinkedIn is that their photograph. So
Okay.
most of the people, they have the photograph like in hills, or maybe somewhere down the line they are modeling photographs. But when you are thinking of it as a professional platform, I believe that you should have the professional photograph. only then the employers can connect to you. Otherwise, there are a lot of people who can connect to you and send you, hi sweetheart, hi that, hi darling, that sort of messages. But once you show yourself that you are professional and you are here for the professional work, nobody does that. So first I used to have that sort of modeling photographs. Then I realized when I changed my photograph, so I never got a single message that says, hi, how are you? So
Right.
that is a difference I have got, that the people actually connect to you, people look at you and see that how professional you are. The first thing is photograph, then you should have the background image related what describes you. Then
Right.
again, it should not be like hills or something like that. It could be a simple quote that can be, then you can take it from anywhere. The Google, in Google it is available. In Canva you can design that quote, something like that, or anything that describes you. If you have done certain kind of achievements, if you want to talk about yourself, your portfolio, your name, email address, anything the people want to reach you, you can do that. So that is second important thing. Then the third important thing I actually talk about is the headline part,
Right.
wherein the people do not actually mention the clarity that what are they doing.
Right.
So what they do, student, most of the student. So does a student, do you think the employer can suggest you something or would connect with a student? If you are still a student, but what you're aspiring to be, for example, you may write aspiring investment banker or aspiring
Right.
data scientist or aspiring what, even if you're a student, what you aspire to be, that would connect the people.
Right.
Simple student, the student would connect to student. No,
Right.
no particular employer or serious employer would connect to you. So that is what you aspire to be, that should be there if you are a student. And if you're not a student, if you are young, it should be clear what is your designation, what you do,
Right.
because most of the people, it's not clear what they do. So
Right.
it should be very clear what they do. So that is one of the important things. So when you say you're connecting to me and you have just mentioned founder of this, so if you say founder of this, what is this? I have to look at this. And people do not have the time to look at this. They cannot look at the every profile. What is this company about? Till the time I'm not interested or you're not interested on me. So founder is what? So you have to, what is your company about? Then you mention founder of this. So that is what the changes I have done. And then I have seen a lot of responses. Because from the profile first, with the people get to know that, yes, what you're doing, what you are into. So if you see my profile, it is clearly mentioned that I'm a neuropsychologist, I'm a corporate trainer.
Right.
Then I'm a founder. I'm dealing with all the things. That's why I'm a founder. So
Right.
this is what I think, that these basic things should be very, very clear. Because when somebody searches for you, they will not search the founder. They will search corporate trainer, maybe. They will search the psychologist, maybe. They will not search the
Right.
founder. So SEO wise, it is not going up. You're not visible that time. Plus, I always ask my students to actually increase their connection to 500 plus, because it increases their visibility.
Right.
The visibility is not there if you have like 10, 15 connections, and nobody from the good employer or the employer at a certain level would not connect you when you have 10, 15 connections.
Right.
So increasing the visibility, 500 plus connections are very, very important. That I feel that I have seen the changes. And once you and post at least something every week related with pictures, that is also important. So when some picture is describing something, and do not write a very long quote or something like that, because people do not read that. People do not, and I have seen most of the people doing that. I feel that it is a bit unethical. The people are actually uh, clicking their own picture, posting it there, and they are writing a lot of content. So trust me, over there, they are not able to get the clients. What they are getting is that the likes for the photo. And they need to understand, it's not a Facebook, it's not an Instagram, it's not any other platform where you're just clicking the photo and showing them what you have done. No. If you want to click your photo, click photos with what you have done with your people, or maybe
Right.
what exactly you have done around. So that you're clicking a selfie or clicking just a photo of yourself, you're looking smart, so people are not interested. If you would get, definitely you will see their likes are like 1,000, 10,000, or maybe more. But people are not looking at the content, what you're trying to say. So what you're trying to fool it to yourself is that you're trying to show that, okay, I'm getting so many likes. No, people would like, anybody would like your photo, because we know that how, what society we are living in. So people are not going to read your content, just they are going to, okay, good content, because it is now automatically coming.
Right.
It's like AI automatically giving it to them. So
Right.
but you are, trust me, the people, those who are doing, they are not getting clients. So if you really want to get clients, show your work. Do not show yourself. Show your work, how you're going to do that, what you're going to do that, whom you're connecting to. So that are my takeaways. Of course, everybody can have the different perspective on this, but that are my takeaways on that. That what I follow and what I prefer, that should be there. So this is how I would say that that is maybe why I didn't require a aggressive marketing for my role. It
Right.
has already been done because I'm getting the clients from there only, and they are
Right.
connecting me directly. They're asking me that, okay, you would like to do that, because they are connecting me on and they have seen my work because I'm posting the pictures of my work. So this is maybe a reason that I have found out. And I would again say that people can have the different perspectives, but this is my perspective. So I'm not here to devalue someone that, okay, you're posting picture, you're wrong. No, this is my perspective. That's it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It stands true, that providing value also in the right manner is what stands foremost and most important. So, as we're talking that LinkedIn has helped you got clients, a lot of them. So does it stand true also for your early days, or was there something in your early days that helped you get, maybe your first client or your first 10 clients? How?
So in early days, I gave a few free seminars.
Okay,
My free seminars are posted on LinkedIn. And
okay.
from there, I got the paid clients.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for these free seminars, if there's someone who wants to pursue a career path like yours only, being a corporate trainer, so how could they, approach people for these free seminars? How do, you really get into the system?
So, if you would see, there are different websites like Eventbrite and events.
Right.
There are so many websites which are providing, which where you can see the events, where the events are happening. So, meetups also, there are so many public speaking events are happening, wherein the people can join and see how they. There are so many events happening, because I literally joined so many events before I got into this corporate
Got
trade. So I wanted to see that how, what is what where I can improvise. Having the 12 years of experience in corporate, I was dealing with the same sort of people. But now every time being in the corporate training, I need to deal with every time of different crowd would be there. So I literally joined maybe around 20 to 25 free seminars or different sort of seminars where I could see that how the people are training. I have joined the Tony Robbins seminar that
got it.
was held. So that sort of seminars I have joined. So before getting into this industry, so that I could learn a lot before
Right.
jumping into something. So
Right.
this is what I did personally. Where and then when I started giving the free seminars, I posted pictures, and then the people got interested, and then
Got it. Got it. That's how you, take your first step.
yes, right.
Got it. So, like, how was it different for the, you also mentioned you take like one-on-one sessions for the psychology and
Yes.
counseling. So, how did that start? Like, getting clients for those one-on-one sessions. How did that came into?
Actually, I did my internship from Mulchand Hospital.
Okay.
And also, I did one of the internship from that Optimus Center of Wellbeing.
Okay.
So it's a drug de-addiction center in Gugan. So both of them means I was already having that experience of like clients over there. Then also there were certain people who wanted to connect me, and then this is how, because already there was a rapport, so they were referring. So when I started
Right.
my own practice, I got from the reference, because I had a, like, she was working in Mulchan, she was working over there, like that. And also although I to be very true, I would like to tell you, I have done my MA in psychology from IGNOU only, but I did internship from some good places, so that at least my practice should know, because I told you I didn't have the intent to get a
Right.
degree that time. I already had an intent to learn. So I was not sure whether I should be able to do it or I would be able to do it. So that's why I did it from IGNOU. So then I started getting the clients from there. Then I have registered myself in different kind of portals. These days there are different sort, like Mindps is there, Jumping Minds is there. So there are different type of portals, so where you can register yourself as a counselor, showing your degree and all. You can register yourself as a counselor, and it's their job to get you the clients then.
Got it, got it. So, like, these are like multiple portals, and you also have like the word of mouth, which helps you get client. Could you also highlight a little bit about what your client's journey look like? That how can they book a session with you? Is there some tool that you use for the managing the appointment parts? Then how do they, like, is it an in person or an online? And is
Okay.
there any between the sessions kind of a support or post session kind of a support? A little bit about the entire journey.
Sure. So there are different sort of clients. Some people come for depression, people come for anxiety, some people come for trauma, some people come for sexual abuse case, and there are a lot of things that are happening. So people can book directly from a website. So I do have a website. The people can directly book a slot if they are coming from the reference. So they can directly book a slot from there, and also from the portals. Obviously, they can book the slots from the different portals. So if somebody wants to, usually the clients are very comfortable in taking the online sessions because they need not to go anywhere. Plus the time is saved and something like that. So majorly I do have the clients which are like online.
Right.
Few clients, if they want to take the offline sessions, then they book the slot over there, and then we discuss that if they are okay to come to Saket, because I have a freelancing space over here. So like co-working space wherein
Got
if the client is coming, so I book that accordingly. So this is how I do.
it.
Yeah.
Got Perfect. And is there, if often clients require multiple session to let you help them with their problem. So is there any sort of, a kind of assessment process to stay connected with the client and to, learn that whether they are working on the things that you've mentioned? Because it's not very easy for them to push themselves and they require an external push. So is there something like that?
Okay. So what happens? First of all, there is a thing that we are being taught in ethical guidelines, that if somebody is not willing to, we cannot push them.
Okay.
The reason being, because sometimes if the will is not coming, so I cannot help you doing the things. So a bit of will should be there. If you have 20% will, 80% work will be out. If you have
Right.
zero will, we cannot help you out. So that comes in the ethical guidelines, that if the person is not, we cannot ask them to come, because
Right.
what is in their mind now, they are just after the money. That's why you are doing it. The people do not want to think that way, that maybe we care for you, that's why we want to do it. So the people think, okay, they are after money, that's why they are recommending these type of sessions. So at least 20% of will should be there, that I want to be well. And that
Mhm.
if majorly in first sessions, we actually understand whether the person has a will or not. So
Right.
if the person has a will, then even as a counselor, I would like to give the 100%. If the person doesn't, I know from the first day that he would not come on the second day. Because
Right.
sometimes what happens, the parents ask them to go, or somebody else asks them to go. Okay, you go, you take it. And it is quite possible sometimes the parents send their children to come to us, and the children does not have any problem. The child doesn't have any problem. The problem is with the parents.
Right.
But we cannot tell the parents, you have a problem and you can do that, you should do that. Okay, we can only suggest that this is what we are feeling, we might need the family counseling for that. But there are certain bounce backs on that, that okay, you want to take more money, that is why. So people do not understand from this perspective that if we wanted to earn money, there are a lot of sources for that.
Right.
But that perspective should be understandable, that yes, if the person wants to book the different sessions, and so there is an assessment given after every session to the person. So for example, one session is for 45 minutes, and then there is an assessment given, so that they want to come to the next session, they have to give that. And there is 80% the people do not do the assessment, because 45 minutes you are able to push that, and in 1 week or 5 days they are living in the society which is demotivating them. So
Right.
80% of the time they do not do that, and we understand that, we are okay with that. So
Right.
we ask them to do it right away. What do you think what you should do in next session, to see whether the will is there, and the intent is not there. Because what happens, I'm giving you time 45 minutes, then you are going back into the society, which is again demotivating you, causing that problem. It might be 2 days or 3 days you are taking the session, then again you are coming to me with the same zero level. And some people come and ask directly, okay, एक सेशन में हो जाएगा क्या, 2 सेशन में हो जाएगा क्या? How could I tell you that it would be I would be able to do something? I'm not a like I'll tell them very clearly, I'm not like fairy that I will just uh, throw this and it will be all, you will be all sorted. No, it doesn't happen like that. If you have past trauma, if you have anger issues, the issue is not only the anger. The people have to understand if there is any past traumatic incidents that is triggering that anger. So people do not understand that इनको anger issue है, okay, आप इनको ठीक कर दो एक दिन में. As it doesn't happen like that. So that sort of, I think awareness is very much required. That it's not a miracle. It's like something has been deep buried inside from so many years that we have to take it out from there, and then only the things will be recovered. So this is what it is.
Right, definitely. And it is so important that you mentioned awareness. There are a lot of stigmas surrounding this whole thing, both, taking care of mental health and also practicing mental health as a profession.
Correct.
So,
Allow me a moment, please.
yeah, sure, sure. Please, please. Yeah, are we good? Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about, the stigmas and, myths related to both taking care of mental health and practicing it as a profession. People believe that it might get very overwhelming for them, and which I'm sure might get at, certain instances. So for someone who, who aspires to, pursue this field, but is also scared because of all these stigmas surrounding it, could you like share something which can help them, be a little motivated and pursue their passion instead of being misguided by these stigmas?
So I would suggest that if somebody wants to really pursue their passion, they have to accept the fact that stigmas would be there.
Right.
So because what the people think that, okay, stigma, okay, no, everything will be all right. No, they have to accept the fact and then they should be going forward. But trust me, now if I talk about the generation that is coming in college, and if I talk about the generation, the people are very much aware of these things.
Right.
People know when to take help because of the awareness that has been created, the buzz that has been created. So nowadays, because first when I started, I would say there were not so many clients, but now the people are getting aware and the people know I should take the help.
Right.
So I do not want to die. I want to take help. So the slowly and slowly the things are changing, but yes, the people have to accept that there would be still stigma. So acceptance is the one thing that I would say that the people should do. But yes, if you want to really pursue your career, you have to do not constrain yourself to one field. By one field, I mean I would say that, for example, a certain therapy, CBT. So do not constrain yourself to that. Explore different fields. You have to keep studying different fields. For example, I was just a normal counseling psychologist when I completed. Then I started doing the neuropsychology. So that gives me a more push that people want to know what is neuropsychology. That sort of awareness, how neurons are actually responsible for our thought process. So that also needs to be there. So keep exploring yourself. Do not constrain yourself with one therapy, and accept the fact that stigma would be there, but how you're going to manage that should be an art. How you gracefully should be able to tell your clients that if this is happening, this should be happening, not forcing them to do, but
Right.
making them understand. Because most of the counselors, what they do, they force the people to do that. And that is why the impression comes ki, okay, they are after money. But like, it's a doctor. Now the impression of the doctor is, ये हमें 10 दिन इसलिए रखना चाहते हैं because they want to take money from it, and that
Mm.
is true in most of the cases. Trust me, that is true in most of the cases. But then that moment of time, you cannot go out. You are in the hands of doctor,
Right.
someone who is actually helping you mentally. If you're seeing certain changes, I would say do not expect the changes, and you have to make them understand your clients also in the first meeting itself. Do not expect a miracle on the first day,
Right.
because first day is for understanding the client.
Right.
So do not give such kind of commitments to the client. The more true you will be to the client, the more you will be attracting the clients.
Right.
So being true to the clients is very important. Do not tell them after 10 sessions you would be all right. No, we do not know how many traumatic events are buried inside that person.
Definitely.
So that is very important. So I'll give an example. When I was doing the internship, so there was a client who told us that I'm having the suicidal thoughts without any reason. I mean, my life is good, but I don't know why I feel like doing the suicide. So there were different therapies that counselor did, our mentor did, but nothing was working out. We were not able to understand. And but the trust of the person, that there should be something that so our mentor actually practiced some sort of therapy that is called the psychoanalysis. She practiced that therapy after 3 sessions, I would say. And then by psychoanalysis, we found out that the person was having a trauma from the childhood, because during his childhood, when he was at the age of 4, he was very sick one day, and the people around him, some people around him, tried to kill him because he was creating the problem, and he tried to wish for him that why he is not dying. Then he recovered, and that sort of trauma, you see, that 4 years child, that sort of trauma is buried inside his mind, and then at the age of 35 he is coming that I'm having that kind of event. So these type of things happen, and we do not know what is there in our subconscious, what is buried inside our unconscious. So that is very important, that to give a clear picture to the client, do not commit. If you
Right.
really want to be transparent and good psychologist, do not commit that. Yes, be transparent that this is the first session, this is going to be second session, this is going to be like that. If somebody
Right.
a general issue, like somebody or just needs some motivation, then for them it's one session is okay. But somebody is like coming with you anger issue, trauma issues, or something like that, it cannot be done in one day. Somebody is coming with depression, it cannot be recovered in one day. So that sort of clarity they need to practice and accept. The stigma would be there, but awareness, how you create the awareness, that is important.
Got it. So yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for, I'm sure this last piece of advice is gonna stay with a lot of young professionals who see this interview or who read this interview. And like, yeah, again, thank you so much for this conversation. And the more I'm talking to, practitioners like you, the more it's not just, I'm able to help the organization with the content, but also get inspired from the journey and learn myself a lot of new things every time. So it's a beautiful experience for me. Thank you
Thank,
so
thank
much.
you so much. Thank you.
So, ma'am, before we go, I would, since we are trying to build a platform for, mental health professionals, psychologists, and people from the related fields, if your time allows, I would like you to, briefly show the platform, introduce it to you a little bit, and maybe you could, help us understand if we are falling back somewhere where we could,
Sure,
take
sure.
them in a better way. So just
Yeah,
allow me a second. I'll share my screen and
perfect, perfect.
please let me know whenever my screen is visible.
Okay.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes. So this is a profile of one of a very, important client who is also a psychologist, counselor, and a mental health advocate, Komal Shah. So what we help them with is that either they can create their own profile on Tailfeed, or we can help them create a professional websites for themselves with, we would provide them with a host of templates which are designed specifically for, considering the industry in mind. So we would provide those templates and they're fully customizable from the color, the structure, adding logo, everything. So they could either take this path or that path, whichever is comfortable for them.
Mm-hmm.
And here there is one section which is called My Blogs, where if the creator is writing any blogs, all those blogs would be visible here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is section called Connect, where all the listed services appear. Just a second. So here they can all the services that they have listed will appear here. So either they can be one-on-one sessions like it is mentioned here, counseling and psychotherapy, and the description, a brief description of the session, so that the client or the audience can understand a little bit about it, the duration, the pricing, and the option to book. And apart from the one-on-one session, there's also a feature called bundles, which let you, collectively bring together your multiple one-on-one sessions. Either it could be a bundle of, like parenting support, psychotherapy, educational support bundled in one, or it could be multiple sessions of just the, coaching and mentoring, 8 sessions brought together as a bundle, whichever is, caters best to the client's need. So it could be like that. And as we go ahead, if we'll click the book now button, then there is a the description and a calendar. So the creator adds their availability from their creator dashboard, which I will introduce in the next after this.
Mm-hmm.
And here the client gets to see their availability. Like, I'm sure this is something you must be aware of. So here they could select any slot,
Mm-hmm.
confirm the slot, and they could select anything and make the payment ahead of this.
Okay.
Yeah. Similarly, just give me 1 second. Yeah. So if I have to show you the back end of things, then there is this feature called Connect Dashboard, where the creator gets in the first screen, which is a dashboard, they get the list of all the sessions which are scheduled. Either the scheduled session, the past sessions, this all the rescheduled requests which were raised by the client, the packages, as I mentioned, bundles. It is rebranded as bundles. And all the packages that we also buy, the creators also buy from fellow creators or fellow practitioners. So here is a track of all those sessions, so that nothing is lost, and everything is trackable at one place.
Okay.
Then there is a managed services, where we could add any service, create a session or a package. And there is also a facility of creating a one-off meeting, where if there is certain purpose that doesn't require a permanent meeting, a recurring meeting, I could just go ahead, create a one-off session, share the meeting link with my client, and get done with that entire thing at one place. And there is also like option to add a custom questionnaire to the booking process, because a lot of times the a professional wants to know their client before they appear for the session, so that they could devise their plan on how can they help them better prepare for the session. So that is also possible in the same flow. Then we have like general settings, where you can end-to-end customize your availability. You can add time zone to conduct sessions with people from across the globe. Mention your availability period, like for how far in the future do you want to take the bookings. Notice period to how much before the session you want to be noticed about the session, because it's not possible for everyone to take them ad hoc and just be ready for the session.
Correct.
Then there's WhatsApp number, which is solely for the purpose of communication, for sending reminders on, and it is not disclosed with anyone's, neither the clients. So
Okay.
it is. And then there is availability. The availability can be set here any day, any time slot. There could be multiple time slots, to if there is no continued availability, to break it down. And one could also create multiple availability templates, that one template just for the one-on-one sessions, one template for something else, so they don't have to do it again and again.
Okay.
And they could also block certain days when they are unavailable, so no availability would be shown on those days. And then there is analytics to help them study their entire, their progress, the data related to their clients, so that they could like profile visits, connect tab visits, total call visits. So they would know that where they're lacking, where they need to work a little bit more so that the client doesn't drop midway, something like that. This is what helps them. And here you get all the names of the calls, the visits, slots selected, calls booked, all those data. And last, we have integrations where people can integrate their preferred calendars and their preferred conferencing tool. uh, as of now, we have just Google Calendar and Google Meet, but there'll be like more tools added in the future, like Outlook Calendar, and in conferencing there could be Zoom, Microsoft Teams, things like that. And this is all of which we have already on our platform. But apart from this, we also are working on we also have like designed a client panel, which is like under work, where the practitioner and the professional can have a separate space for every client and store their digital notes from the meeting, so that we had this query raised from one of our clients, like one of our practitioners who were using the platform, that once for a very important meeting they were like not in the town, they were out of town, and they lost their diary which had all the notes related to the previous sessions. So they wanted, if there's some place where they could digitally store all of it and also share it with their clients at the same time, attach PDFs to it. So that sort of client panel is also under progress. So this is the kind of platform we are trying to build, so that the process is simplified and it's easier for both the professional to practice their profession, and for the clients to be, improve their client's experience as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say that you click on the session, let's say somebody has booked the session, it is going to be online or offline?
It could be both. There, the professional has the chance to add the location. If they're fixing it to Google Meet or something, then it would be conducted online, and the link would be integrated in the same flow. And if they have an offline clinic or something, they could attach the location of that clinic as well.
Okay, so let's say I'm booking the session,
Right.
and then it is, for example, I book the session and I want to take online session only.
Right.
So it is like a means the platform is going to give the link, or I need to put the link.
No, if you have already integrated, like if Google Meet is your preferred platform,
Mhm.
then you could directly integrate your like Google Meet account, and the link would be automatically generated, and it would be in the same flow, and it would be sent along with the the reminders which are sent on WhatsApp and email. And there are three reminders which are sent. One is on confirmation, one is 24 hours before, and one is like 2 hours before, something like that, to decrease the no shows. And if there is no sort of like preferred platform, then we have I'm just forgetting the name of the video conferencing platform that we use, which we have integrated with TLP. So
Okay.
you could create a link with that as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
No, it's nice. It's wonderful.
Any feedback, or do you think that this is something which could help professionals in the field simplify their workflow?
Yeah, I think yes, because a lot of people are struggling with that. So I think that this platform can really help a lot of people. The
Uh,
only, I feel the only concern is the marketing of this thing,
right.
because most of the people, there are so many companies that are giving the platform so you can book slots from there, that but how the marketing would be done, the counselors are very struggling. So I come across people who say that how you're doing the marketing, touch what I do not, I do not have to do the marketing for that. But then the people are struggling, then how you do the marketing for that, how the marketing needs to be done. I have made the platform, I have invested the money, but then again I cannot go to each and every person. So that is only the digital marketing. So if you can, if it is possible, I'm not sure that how the
Right.
marketing and branding can be done of that person from your side, I think that is going to create more interest. I
Got it.
feel that. Matlab, you can see
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, definitely.
because the major concern of the people are that they can have the book slots. There are meet pro type of things that are giving you that okay, you can book the slots and all. But then who is going to do the marketing? How the people are going to know? If they have to do that, they do not have time for that. So if in certain things the people can know, the known people can know that yes, this person is there as a psychologist, then I think the people would be more interested. I feel so. I mean,
Got
I'm not sure.
it. Definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense. So, like, do you think that, the webinar feature, I think I didn't, like, I mentioned about the webinar feature where we, allow uh, people to create their entire a custom landing page where they could take the registration and get the payments. So, do you think it is relevant for maybe, corporate trainers like you, who, apart from the corporate trainings, who also host seminars like in which they host individually?
Mm.
So, do you think would be relevant to them as well?
Yeah, matlab webinars वगैरह. So that again, the where the crowd would come, right?
Right,
If I have to do certain webinar, I just post it, okay,
right,
and I can do it on Zoom. So
right,
how it is different from there, है ना? Because
right,
marketing, I am doing it, everything I
right.
am doing it. Just the platform is not going to help because I can do it from the Zoom also. So then how it is going to make a difference for me? So if the suppose webinar is there and somebody is doing okay, there is a some so much of reach would be there,
Right.
then I think I would might be going for that. If some everything is else, then the Zoom is already there for that.
Got it. So, like as you mentioned, that Zoom is there if the marketing part lacks. So, could you help me understand a little bit that where do you accept the registrations and maintain the entire flow for the people who want to book the webinar? A little bit about.
So basically, suppose if the word of spread, so they actually go to my website and book the webinar also. So
Okay,
my website has that feature, yes, like that.
it's on your website.
Yeah.
Then
So they
definitely.
can go to my website and book the webinar. They want to book the training, they can mail me. If they want a corporate trainings, if they want to book a
Right.
particular corporate training for that, so they can do that.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for allowing me to show it to you and giving your feedback for this. Thank you
Thank
so
you, thank you, thank you so much.
Just one last thing
Yeah.
that it was such a, great time having conversation with you. Are there any more people from your network, from psychologists or mindset trainers that maybe we can contact and have a similar conversation
Yeah,
and
sure.
some
I would
suggestions?
definitely give you some references.
Yeah, please, that would be really helpful.
Yes, yes. And could you please share this video to me, recorded video, uh,
Definitely.
on my email? I mean, you can put it in Drive.
Yeah, sure, sure, I would do that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you so much.
Thank you.